When I think about the easiest and super tasty apple cake that always succeeds, then this cake is the one. Not only it's delicious, but when I bake it, our house is full of its appetizing apple cinnamon vanilla aroma. But let's have a look on ingredients. For this cake I use all-purpose flour, sugar, baking soda, salt, cinnamon powder, oil, eggs, vanilla sugar, chopped cashew, and of course apples. Then I use 1 tablespoon of icing sugar for dusting on top of baked cake. And lastly, for this set of ingredients, I use a baking tin the size 35 by 28 centimeters and cut a baking paper little bit larger than the tin. I start with apples. I wash them and then remove apple cores. I do not remove apple skin. Apple pieces with peeling left on will give an additional texture to this cake. Then I evenly chop all apples into small cubes like about 1 by 1 centimeters. For this reason I prefer smaller apples since I find them easier to cut to even and small pieces. The next are cashew nuts. I prefer chopped nuts over ground nuts. Chopped nuts will give an additional texture to this cake. Now I have everything ready for starting to prepare cake batter. I start with combining dry ingredients. I use a big bowl for cake batter preparation. This is because everything, including apples, will be combined in this big bowl. I put all dry ingredients into this bowl and then I just use my hands and nicely mix all these ingredients. When everything is mixed well, I can move to next step. I use one more small bowl where I put 3 eggs that I beat with a whisk to get a little bit bubbly texture. Next, I pour oil in eggs. In case I use vanilla extract, I will also add it to eggs now. One more whisk to make oil well blended in eggs, and then this mixture is poured into the big bowl with mixed dry ingredients. Then again I use my hands to start mixing all ingredients that I have in a big bowl. The texture will slowly look like cereal crumbs, and that is okay. This is the time when I am going to add first half of apples. I continue mixing everything with my hands. Apples will slowly start releasing their juice, and then I add the remaining half of apples. I mix this texture with my hands until the batter texture is smooth and creamy. The cake batter is ready to be poured into a baking tin. I evenly spread the cake mixture over the baking tin surface to reach each corner. I bake the cake in a preheated hot air oven at 165 degrees Celsius for 50 minutes. After baking, I let the cake cool and then remove from a baking tin. Then I remove baking paper, and after that I transfer the cake to a serving tray. Lastly, I dust the cake with icing sugar and cut into desired pieces. Cake is ready to be served. I hope you like this recipe, and if yes, do not forget to give it a like and subscribe for more recipes. Happy baking! Let's try, which I already tried. Let's try this delicious Sarosh. Okay, let's go. Here, go. Okay, bon appetit.